Yes, sir. 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 What's good? What's good? What's good? You already know what time it is. It's MoSports TV. It is May 22nd. I am Cmo Sports. I'm here with the guy, Matt Cmo.
You already know.
And we are back once again, man. I'm coming out of hiding. Here I am, guys. You guys been wondering where I've been. You guys been putting me on fucking milk cartons. You guys been wondering where I've been since the Knicks got eliminated from the playoffs. Here I am. I'm right here. I'm open to any questions, any
comments, concerns,
any banter, any shit talk.
Listen,
here.
We're here. We're on the podium.
I'm here. We're gonna talk.
We're
this
on
shit.
the biggest podium of the group, so we don't want to hear that we're not showing face.
We are showing up to the podium right now, right here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Let me just find the
just
live.
shared it in the group. So
just shared it in the group.
Yep. All right, man. I mean, where do we kick it off? Round 2 didn't quite go as we wanted it to. I mean, it stinks, watching your team go out there, and I'm not making an excuse because they didn't play a good game to even begin with, but just watching your guys out there, knowing that this is not 100% who they are as a team, their full potential as a group, it stinks, man. And I know there's injuries across the board, but when you saw OG come out and he's barely able to walk, Josh Hart's abdomen obviously hurting him, it was discouraging. And yeah, OG hit 2 shots in the early few minutes that were really, honestly, really great shots, fadeaway 3 in the corner, and then a nice bucket at the rack. But man, it hurt. You knew after that this was going to be an uphill battle. And to the Pacers' credit, they shot incredibly. They've played incredibly. TJ McConnell did his thing. I mean, TJ McConnell, Aaron Nesmith, even Miles Turner, just absolute threats that you got to have respect for at this point. And I tip my cap to the Pacers because they are playing great basketball right now. And that's to their credit. And Pascal Siakam as well has been getting buckets. So listen, Rick Carlisle's got himself a nice little squad. Let's see what they could do this coming round against Boston.
Look, a big reason why I've been in hiding is because I wanted everybody to be here for my explanation. I didn't want to type it out. I didn't want to really, try and argue with people and try and give up a bunch of quote unquote excuses. I want to give you guys my truth, right? And my truth is, hold on 1 second. Let me just finish this up. Tap in.
I mean, the truth is the Knicks are banged up. What other team has had 7 surgeries? 7 surgeries. We're not just talking injuries. Surgeries since December. That's a disgusting number. And it's unfortunate because it's not even like, the Knicks medical staff or medical team is slacking. The trainers are slacking. No. These are freak injuries, the Bojan injury, the Randall injury, Mitchell Robinson's injury. Like, that's just unfortunately just unavoidable in those instances. Even Jalen Brunson's hand injury. Like, what are you going to do? He was making a play on the ball. He went and tried to get a swat, and it didn't work out. He hit, whoever's knee.
All right, so the truth of the matter is exactly what he said. We are fucking hurt, guys. When OG Anunoby pulls his hamstring, when Julius Randle has been out since January, since Bojan Bogdanovic got trampled over by Nick Batum, since Mitchell Robinson got absolutely fucking murdered by Joel Embiid, since Josh Hart strained his abdomen. Those are five key role players. Not only just key role players, starters. Two of them being starters. 3 of them being starters. 1 of them being all NBA level player. And don't mind me when I also say we were only down by 7 points when Jalen Brunson broke his fucking hand.
All right.
Okay? We still took it to 7. I
just don't obviously
that's crazy.
Get their jokes off.
I don't get your jokes off. Ha, the Knicks lost. I know you're happy. All right.
They've been praying.
Congrats. You've been praying on the downfall, but don't sit up here and act like if the Knicks weren't healthy right now, we'd be 1-0 up on motherfucking Boston right now.
Yeah,
you know the truth.
Yeah.
You know the truth.
We see how fraudulent Boston is. I mean, to even allow the Pacers to be in that game last night, and the Pacers choked it away, quite simply. They had great opportunity.
Bro. They had the W in their hands.
Yeah.
Why don't you foul?
No.
You're up 3 with 10 seconds left.
Doesn't make any sense.
And you don't foul?
Yep. That's literally
what?
That's the Tyrese Maxey rule we saw in round 1. He came across and hit basically a logo 3 to take the Knicks into overtime and win that game. I mean, it just, come on. That's basic basketball IQ. And no, you can't look at the New York Knicks and not think that they are going to be here for years and years to come. Now, Jalen Brunson signs a team-friendly deal, taking a $115 million pay
He
cut
didn't
over
take
4
it yet,
years.
but he said he's willing to take it.
He's going to take it.
He's going to take it.
And I mean, he's just in a great position. Obviously, that money is going to go to his pockets elsewhere, whether it's Rick Brunson being the highest paid assistant coach of all time or Jalen just gets crazy incentive money.
Let's just be real here. Yes, he's taking $100 million pay cut over 5 years on the books. But you could, first of all, when players take cuts on the books, that means they're taking it under the table. That means they're taking the rest under the table. The Knicks are the most valuable franchise in sports, not just basketball, not just football, not just in the United States, in the world, all right? In the world, we are the most valuable franchise, okay? We have the most money in the fucking world when it comes to professional sports. If you don't think we're not paying Jalen Brunson under the table, whose godfather is the actual president of the of the Knicks Basketball Association, if his son isn't his agent, it's going to come in through incentives. It's going to come in through backdoor deals. Rick Brunson, highest paid assistant coach. There's so many different ways that he can get paid. And obviously endorsements. Don't forget the endorsements. He's going to get paid. They're going to make sure he gets paid that $100 million over 5 years a different way. Yeah. Right. And he understands that. And why is he doing this? So OG can come back. So Bogdanovich can come back. So Hartenstein can come back. Right. So like, y'all mad. Y'all are mad. Even though we lost and y'all can get y'all laughs in right now, y'all are mad at the future because the Knicks
are here.
And starting next year, we will probably be the best team in the Eastern Conference.
For a little bit. Yeah. It's going to be like a 2-3 year run. Just to speak it into existence, because quite frankly, when you have this accumulation of assets, in addition to a core like Randall, Brunson, and hopefully Anunoby, I mean, the sky is the limit at this point. You see the defensive, intangibles. And what's unfortunate is just like, we only saw this Knicks team, the full potential of it. I mean, we didn't even, right? Because we didn't see Bogdanovich play with Anunoby and
we did
Randall.
Like
we never did. And we only got maybe 2 weeks of even seeing 80%. Like, it's just so unfortunate. And in that span, the Knicks were the best team in basketball. So haters gonna hate, man. It's just like the Knicks future is as bright as it gets. What do you think we do in the offseason? Do you think we should trade like a lot of this is what I be seeing anytime I see Bleacher Report and all these goofy ass media outlets doing mock trades for Julius Randle? I know we're going to do the exact opposite. Right.
He's going to get an extension, guys. Sorry. He's getting an extension. Jalen Brunson's going to get an extension, and so is Randle. Randle's going to take a pay cut too, guys. Watch.
Listen.
Randle's going to take that pay cut too and get paid under the table. Watch. He's going to do exactly what Jalen Brunson does. If he wants to stay in New York, this is what he's going to have to do. Because we're going to have to pay
Randle's
OG
not even
40 a
getting
year.
paid crazy, though. Like,
He's
that's
not.
the thing. He's only making like 25 to 28
It's going to stay that way, too.
Yeah, no.
All right. Yeah, it's going to stay that way.
Kevin Garnett said it best. Like, you have a guy that's 25 and 10, with damn near 40% from the three, just waiting in the wings to come join this team. And why would you give that up for anything but an upgrade, right? Like, I don't understand what people are thinking, going and mocking up trades for Paul George, somebody who's proven to be injury prone. Like, you could argue about Randall's injury this year, but the guy's been Iron Man ever since he's joined the Knicks. He's a foundational piece. He beat the 4 power forwards accusations when we signed him, Taj Gibson, Bobby Portis. That team was crazy, bro. That was a disgusting time. And he survived that, and he deserves to go on whatever run the Knicks are about to make within the next few years.
He does deserve. And honestly, the Knicks just need to run it back. If we're going to do anything,
just run it back.
If we're going to do and I mean anything,
and
we
that's
need to trade for Mikal Bridges. We got to trade for Mikal Bridges and Julius. None of these guys can be involved. It has to be like a Deuce McBride,
Mitchell Robinson, and 4 firsts.
A shitload of firsts. We're not getting rid of the core. We're only adding on.
Yeah.
So if the Nets aren't willing to come off of him for 4 or 5 firsts and a young guy like McBride and and like some shit like that.
How can you watch the Knicks and not love the brand of basketball that Deuce McBride brings to the team?
Right, Deuce is a fucking
He's
baller,
a dog, man. Every
He's a
team
dog.
can use a Deuce McBride. Every team can use a Josh Hart. Like the Knicks just have a collective of those guys. And you saw a lot of people that are bona fide Knicks haters turn around and say, hey, man, like it's really hard to root against this team. We've had a few people say it in the group, and it's going to continue that way.
You know, there's a couple guys that also said there's no excuses for Knicks. For the Knicks, like, come on, shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up.
Like, say it in the mirror.
Please shut the fuck up. You know exactly what happened, and you know what would have happened. We went up 2-0 for a reason. It's for a reason, I promise you. We're better. We were better than the Pacers. We were.
Even without Randall, even without Mitch, even without Bojan, even without, going down the list.
Once we lost OG and fucked the pack up, and we still got a game off.
Yep. Without
OG, and that should say a lot in general.
Yeah.
But we'll be back next year.
The Pacers are playing good ball, and aside from last night, I mean, that offense is like
last night pissed me off. Watching that game pissed me off because neither team played good in my opinion. Like it wasn't a good basketball.
They both deserved to lose.
They both deserved to lose that game. Like I can't believe the Pacers sold that game. I can't believe them. I can't believe they did that. They should be up 1-0 right now.
But the thing is,
I can't believe it.
The Pacers are one of those young teams.
They never
get
been
their
here before.
their head is not all in it. Because
I blame Carlisle.
That's exactly it. They're not a well-coached team. It's more like Carlisle just allows them to run and gun as they please. They play like an AAU style of basketball where they just run up and down the court and just hope that they can tire you out and beat you in the long game. And to their credit, like, sure, it's worked to get them this far against injury-riddled Bucks and Knicks teams, but I mean, it's a nasty.
You know who?
Basketball.
Remember when Draymond said the Knicks are a fluke for getting this far? They're like they have Atlanta Falcons, the Atlanta Hawks,
right?
Because they have a fluky style of play and like it's not going to work out next year for them.
Yeah,
this is the Pacers, actually, in my head. This is a fluke, in my opinion. This is an absolute fluke.
Draymond also.
They played the Bucks, depleted Bucks, no Giannis, no Dame, and then they played the depleted Knicks and still had to go 7 with the B squad.
Yeah.
And honestly, the Celtics, like I've said before, when shit gets real,
they fold up.
They're a bunch of folders too, and they got lucky. I don't give a fuck. They got lucky last night. They should have lost.
It's always just
that was bad basketball by Boston. I don't give a damn what nobody got to say.
Whenever they got under
bad
pressure,
ball.
like, dude, we have to have a conversation about Jason Tatum at this point. Like that guy, after he sent that text to Kobe's phone, like everything started going south, man. And I think we have to recognize that was a turning point in his career. Where I mean, he stinks on ice. When the pressure is on, Jason Tatum does not perform.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the fourth quarter because he was chucking shots, bro.
And that's
the
what
last
he is.
5 minutes of the game. It was bad for Jason Tatum. Jason Brown had to bail him out at the end.
Yeah. And I mean,
Jaylen Brown. I'm sorry.
We know who Jaylen Brown is when push comes to shove as well. So it's like, what can Jason Tatum do to help his team? That's take the ball to the cup. That's what use your size. Instead, he likes to take tough, contested jump shots, 3-pointers, like you said, shot chucking. And his game, when he's not on, is ugly.
It's very ugly. So, honestly, I like whoever comes out of the West.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's Minnesota, whether it's Dallas.
Unfortunately.
I like whoever comes out of the West to win it.
Personally, I'm rooting for Minnesota here.
Obviously, I'm rooting for Minnesota as well. But let's talk about it. Series predictions for Minnesota versus Dallas. Well, first of all, let's clap it up for both teams for making it out of the rounds. Wow. Let's talk about Game 7
of the
Timberwolves Nuggets. First of all,
Jokic is on a milk carton, baby.
What happened?
Crazy.
How? Like, this is the anomaly for me, Matt. How did Anthony Edwards go 6 for 24 and they still won?
Yep. Jaden McDaniels, man. Like that guy is a dog.
What did Anthony Edwards said? Well,
yeah, they got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
It's more truer than ever.
Yeah, it is.
That was a hot take back then. That is coming back.
Honestly, not only
Jaden McDaniels.
He's
nowadays,
nice. He deserved that dunk at the end. I wanted that for him.
Oh, the bounce dunk.
Yeah,
Jokic was pissed off of that.
he was. So was
and waved goodbye all in the same play. That pissed him off.
Yeah, is this the Knicks Game 8 pregame show?
I tell you what, it ain't. The Hawks playoff preview. That's for fucking sure.
Is that a Hawks
Yeah,
fan?
he's a Hawks fan.
I was in your city 2 weeks ago and it smelled like shit. And that's all. That told me enough about Atlanta. That was it. It just smelled like shit. That's all. That's all I have to say. But as far as the Denver Nuggets, I mean, we saw kind of not their identity this postseason. Like, we saw how human they are. And I honestly think it comes down to Jamal Murray was slack and Michael Porter Jr. You saw that one shot that went straight hit backboard. Like, that was nasty. We need to reevaluate this offseason and kind of see what we need to do, what tweaks we need to make, because the West is stacked for like years to come. So Denver can't just get complacent here, or else they're going to be passed by like heavily. I mean, they already are.
I just can't believe with all the depth, Michael Porter Jr. sold out.
Sold.
And I'm talking about sold out. But you know, he's a streaky guy.
He is.
So I really can't get mad at
what he is.
PJ. You know what I'm saying? But Jokic, you have to win that game.
Yeah.
You have to win that game, especially if Anthony Edwards goes 6 for 24. You have to win that fucking game.
Yeah.
And the fact that you didn't, you don't deserve that MVP.
No. I mean, no.
And now who does actually deserve it? It just sucks to say, but Luka.
Yeah.
Luka, and this is why the MVP should be determined also in the playoffs. I feel like the playoffs, I know it's a regular season MVP award,
but it's like, look, your team wouldn't be in the playoffs if you aren't an MVP, right? So it's not like there's anybody at home that we're saying, oh, well, they still should be considered, because like, why are you home?
Because the playoffs have to be a factor. The playoffs have to be a factor when it comes to the MVP, because this is why. This is literally why. Now, Luka beats the Thunder in 6.
But truthfully, though, did the Thunder, this was their year to lose. Like, they were never going to win it all to me, right? The youth is just too much of a factor. Like, they are way too young in that squad, and they needed a run like this. But they're going to, like I said, they're with the Knicks. They're going to be back for years to come.
Yeah, I agree. The Thunder's youth and the Thunder's inexperience in these type of situations is the reason why they didn't get past the Mavs.
Yeah.
And I said that in this series. I said, if the Mavs win, it's going to be because of their experience. And that's exactly what happened. Luka has been here in this position for. He's been to the Western Conference Finals.
What up, Aaron?
What's up, Aaron? What's going on, doggy? Kyrie Irving.
Been here.
He's definitely been here before. Right?
Kyrie's attempting.
And sometimes that's just all you need.
Yeah.
Because the Thunder don't have a single mingle-dingle veteran.
Yeah.
And that's what they need to do in the offseason. The Thunder have to bring in somebody that has been here before. And maybe, just maybe, they should have a reunion with Kevin Durant.
Oof.
Maybe.
You just never know, because you can't go and say, oh, the city banished him or whatever, because like, if LeBron can go back to Cleveland, Kevin Durant damn well could go back to Oklahoma City.
I agree. They just need to bring in somebody that's been there before.
Yep, with experience.
A veteran. They just need a veteran. Somebody that can show them the way in these type of situations.
Yeah. Honestly, a Paul George.
I was just reading my mind too. Paul George could actually work.
Like, he loved it there too.
Yeah, he can make a return to OKC as well.
Yeah.
There's a couple of veterans they can take, but they gotta get a vet in there. There's too much youth in there.
Yeah.
Way too much youth. They're more worried about doing fucking
no giddy.
Doing commercials, doing bullshit. I see them more in commercials than I do.
Prom?
Yeah. What they were doing? What him and what's his face? Chet were singing with each other.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that shit, bro. That cringy ass commercial. If you don't go out in there and play some fucking ball, bro.
Yeah.
If you don't go out there and play some fucking ball,
yeah,
got me fucked up.
Jimmy Butler to Minnesota. Nah, I think
not happening.
I don't see Minnesota just because I
can see him in Philly. I can see him in Philly.
I don't see Minnesota really changing much aside from maybe a point guard situation, just because Mike Conley's older and they might move him to the bench. But
Minnesota has what they need.
That's it.
In my opinion. They don't need to add anything else.
And like the thing is let's talk about this series coming up with them and the Mavericks.
Mhm.
And I've been saying this for every round of the playoffs because their defensive intensity is just different. Imagine you are a guy like Luka Doncic and like Luka, slower pace. He's a bigger boy. He's going to get tired faster than some of these other guys. You are getting picked up full court by Anthony Edwards for almost the entire game. And then those minutes that Anthony Edwards isn't on you, it's Jaden McDaniels. The length and just their presence is going to be so heavy. And guess what? You try and take it to the rim, it's Rudy Gobert. Like, it's just everywhere with that team. And they're going to be putting a lot of pressure on Luka. I'm really curious to see how Kyrie performs tonight.
This is going to be a great series. This is going 7, in my opinion. I heard that the Thunder are actually getting rid of Giddey this offseason.
Yeah, I have heard that.
They could definitely get rid of Giddey for Paul George to take his place.
I could see Giddey going to a team like the Rockets or somebody like that.
So I saw the actual, what's crazy, Matt? I saw the odds of who could take Giddey. You know what the second team was?
Who?
The Knicks.
I think I
plus
saw
500.
that too. I don't really understand.
The number one team was plus 450, and the Knicks were plus 500.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm like, I don't want Kitty over here. No,
there's just too many public schools in the city, so I don't know. But the fit wise, I mean, he's not a bad ball player by any means, but But back to Mavs.
Let's go.
Wolves.
Yeah, Mavs Wolves.
Ultimately, what's the factor here? And
it's experience once again, because I'm gonna tell you this right now, Matt. Nobody on the Minnesota Timberwolves has been here before either. Not a one of them.
Except Mike Conley.
Except Mike. When?
With Memphis. I think they went to the Western Conference Finals once.
Okay. But still. He was
on the Jazz with Donovan Mitchell, and Rudy Gobert's been to the Western Conference Finals, I think, with
Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess some of them have.
That's what I'm thinking. But again,
all right. Bubble. All right.
It's really close, bro. Like the talent.
I got Wolves in 7.
I got Wolves in 7 too.
I got Wolves in 7 just because sometimes the talent will take over the experience. Because at the end of the day, on the Mavs, it's just Luka and Kyrie who's been there, even though they're the two main players on the team. Right?
I like the Timberwolves have the ability to shut down both Luka and Kyrie, and like if they can. Yeah. And if it comes down to it, who's the third option? Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm sorry. THJ, he's going to give you one game. He's going to give you one game where he gets like 22 points, and y'all will probably win because of that.
But listen, Luka's magic is real, and I'm not putting it past them to also win this series.
I'm not either. I'm not. I can never.
It's going 7 in our opinion for a reason, because they're two stacked ass teams.
They're not stacked. The Mavs aren't stacked.
The Mavs aren't stacked.
They are not stacked.
They're top heavy,
They're
and the talent really just
they are top stacked.
Yeah,
but they're like a guy on roids that only does chest day and arm day.
Yeah,
and doesn't do leg day.
Listen, all I'm saying, the Mavericks Cavs are going to get exposed this game, and the Cavs are PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford.
Right. Exactly. The backcourt is really going to be what I think is going to win it for the Wolves. Like, we got Gobert and Cat versus Gafford and Derek Lively.
Yeah. I mean, Derek Lively, to his credit, he's been playing.
He's been great. No, don't get me wrong, but
listen, brother,
neither one of them is fucking with Rudy Gobert or Cat.
Yeah.
Who is going to guard Cat?
Can we talk about the Rudy Gobert fadeaway?
Wow.
What?
Wow. Jokic almost fucking fainted when that happened, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy. The only thing that would have made that better is if like Rudy said something to Jokic or his brothers in the crowd or something like that. Like that would have been man.
Boy, that was nasty bag.
That was
yeah. It was a very nasty bag. But what's the predictions? Obviously, I'm going Wolves in 7. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Wolves in 7, but it's just like I'm saying, man. This is the talent on the Mavs with Luka Doncic is just so mighty that like I don't put it past him. And now that there is a guy like Kyrie Irving, Kyrie rises to the occasion in big spots, and he seems to really be bought in over there in Dallas. So I don't know. I'm gonna go, Wolves in 7, but The Dallas Mavericks are absolutely a threat.
Okay.
But I think the future is much, much brighter in Minnesota, and they're going to be here for years to come. Like, I'm talking, they're going to have a 4 or 5 year window right now of Anthony Edwards leading this team to at least, the second round, year in and year out. Whereas the Mavericks, we're going to see how long this can last because, listen, Kyrie could drop the basketball tomorrow and he could go live his life. And we know how Kyrie operates. So, it's unknown. And quite frankly, let's speak upon Luka Doncic and his injuries, his lower body injuries. I think it's because he's gained about 15 to 20 pounds since his rookie season. And I think that is a factor when it comes down to the wear and tear. And, calf strains, knee injuries like that, it all has to do with him being a little bit too big for his build. And I think he's benefited from that at times, and he kind of just got a little complacent with it.
I agree. Luka, after this season, no matter what happens, even if he wins a championship, he needs to cut some fucking weight, man.
Yeah.
He needs to cut some weight because it's not sustainable. Keep on gaining weight, keep gaining weight.
These lower body
especially
injuries,
as a point guard, as a combo guard.
With all that volume on him,
and this is what pisses me off about the Mavs. They consider Kyrie and Luka the point guard team. Who's the fucking point guard? All right. Don't try and compare fucking Jalen Brunson to either one of these motherfuckers until you could tell me who is the actual point guard of the team. Fuck out of here. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking hear it. But and what's our predictions for
Pacers,
Boston? Boston, correct. I got Boston in 6.
Yeah, I think Boston in 6 sounds about right. I mean, I think the Pacers do get there too. They're probably going to get one at home, and then I think they get one on the road when Boston kind of crumbles. But I don't look at this Pacers team and take them that seriously. I'm sorry. Looking at the path that they've taken and how corny of it for, I'm not even going to, his name shall not be mentioned, but their number one option, wearing the Reggie Miller hoodie after the game and not beforehand. I mean, come on.
I'm going to tell you this, Matt. A lot of Pacers fans, when Anthony Edwards gets praised for his shit talking, like, when Tyrese Halliburton does it, it's a big, huge problem. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to tell you why. When Anthony Edwards is down 20 points, he's still talking shit. He's still in your motherfucking face. Right. He's still Anthony Edwards. When Tyrese Halliburton is down 20 points, he goes into fucking hiding with his tail tucked in between his 2 vagina lips. All right? I don't want to fucking hear it. He's a pussy. Tyrese Halliburton's a pussy. He dresses like Farnsworth Bentley, and he's a fucking pussy that sings a Drake in the club. He's a fucking no aura, light-skinned pussy.
Yeah.
And guess what? Coming from a aura, light-skinned man, I know an unauraed, light-skinned pussy when I see one. All right? And Tyrese Halliburton is one of them.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I think we've seen when he did the too small to Deuce McBride and then pretended to scratch his nose when Deuce finally turned around to see it. That showed me everything.
Bitch made. He's bitch made, bruh.
Yeah.
He's a bitch.
Yep.
Bitch.
Yeah. That's it.
Fuck Tyrese Halliburton.
That's it. And he wants to be the enemy of New York so badly, but
nobody gives a fuck,
bro. Like he wasn't.
Even though I just fucking went crazy and I just screamed and shit. That was for clip's sake. But really, at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck about Tyrese Halliburton.
He doesn't move me.
He doesn't. Like Trae Young bothered me way more. Because he was in our face.
Lighting shit up.
He was lighting shit up, and he was in our face about it. Tyrese, he just does a little head shake. Looks at you. He's a bitch, bro. He's a bitch. And he goes into hiding when they lose. Like, fuck out of here. Y'all are weak as hell.
Yeah.
He's weak as hell, bro.
It is.
Anthony Edwards, he's real at all time.
Yep.
When he loses, he's right there, ready to answer questions, talk shit, still talking shit.
It's the Michael Jordan video.
And it's the way he talks shit too. Tyrese Halliburton talks shit like a pussy.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is in your face talking real shit.
Yeah. Nah. I mean,
real shit.
You had Dante DiVincenzo in your grill, and you weren't doing anything about it.
Soft.
Very soft. Very soft.
The whole Pacers team is soft.
They are.
And it's crazy that I'm rooting for the Celtics over them.
Yeah. And they want to sit here with James Johnson on the bench acting like he's going to come out and be the enforcer. It's the most corny act. It's so played out. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah. I got Boston in 6 though. I got Boston in 6.
Boston in 6.
The Indiana had their chance to really do a game changer and win game 1.
Right.
That would have fucked the whole series up.
That would have been huge.
That would have been huge. But they sold.
They sold the pack. And now it's over.
They never been there, and they sold, and they fucked up. The inexperience is going to catch up to them.
They're going to be a play-in team next year, by the way.
And it's been a cakewalk for them. And honestly, it's been a cakewalk for Boston too. But Boston is just that good of a team that they can cakewalk and still be able to turn it up.
Yep.
But whoever wins the series is going to get cooked
in the finals.
I don't care.
Yeah, I agree.
They're going to lose in 6 games in the finals. Whoever wins.
I'd love to see Anthony Edwards get a ring.
I would love it. I think the consensus of the NBA Twitter, and
the community,
the culture wants to see Ant get his.
Yep.
Yeah. We really don't want to see Cat win it, but
yeah,
if Ant wins it, cool. We really don't want to see Rudy win either. It's just
everyone
Ant.
fucks with Ant. So
I fuck with Ant so heavy. It's just like, all right, I'll let y'all other 2 motherfuckers get a ring. Who cares? Like, Cat's from Jersey, so it's like, all right.
Yeah, it's not like they're gonna have a legacy like that. Like,
it is what it is.
GG's.
Is there anything else that we need to talk about?
Nah, man. It's actually getting to that time of year where we got a little dry few weeks, but we're gonna make.
We got some shit coming up. We got some guests.
Yep, got some guests lined up. Some boys coming through in the cut, and
we'll reveal them as we go. But
by the time NFL season gets here, bro, this operation is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna get real by football season. I promise you that. It's the calm before the storm. It's the off season once again. We'll start talking more baseball starting next week too.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
We're gonna get more into baseball. Obviously, we're gonna talk some MLB. Even though my Mets, you know what I'm saying, the Yankees, they're doing well.
It's only May.
It's only May.
It's only May.
Like,
a lot of
I really don't like to talk baseball until All-Star break, but
it's coming up though, so we'll chat about that. We'll chat about maybe some players at NFL. NFL players not showing up to camp. That's starting all like the voluntary workouts start this coming week. So. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Should be interesting. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all for coming through once again. MoSports TV. We'll see y'all next week. I don't know what day, but we'll see y'all.